Salam leku kamu.
Salam alaikum kamu.
Fahami takraban gami.
Fahami takraban gami.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillahi rabbil alamin. Ar-Rahman Ar-Rahim. Maliki yawmiddin. Iyyaka na'budu wa iyyaka nasta'in. Ihdinas sirat al-mustaqim. Siratal ladzina an'amta 'alaihim. Ghayril maghdubi 'alaihim waladdallin. Amen. Good morning.
Good morning.
God would let me teach the lesson that I wanted to teach, because I was confused in the things that I wanted to say. The more I thought about them, the more I became confused about them. So I said that I would wait until I had all my facts together to bring this lesson to you. And the lesson basically was something dealing with God. This whole concept that we think of God, when we think of God or we see God combined into one thing. We think of God as being the creator of all life, light, and energy, the creator that created everything. And we see God as being man. Okay. And there's a difference between the two, although they are connected. I'd like to read one paragraph from the Holy Fahami Gospel. Holy Fahami Gospel, chapter 1. The Son of Man. It reads, "Know ye that the Son himself was in ancient days called a man, the man above, the Son of Man, or the Son Man, and the name man was many times used for God." How that particular thing finally equated into living gods, or God walking on this earth, causing the seasons to change, I have no idea. But that has been equated with certain prophets and teachers, that they were responsible for the changing in the seasons. I say that the sun saves. The sun gives us life, light, and energy. My subject for today is God is man, and man is God. In the name of the Lachiroh, the highest truth, our understanding Rasul, the first Amun-Ra, who was again made known again in the image of man, the first prophet and interpreter of dreams. Then God is the embodying form of a person, which is a real likeness or representation of the forces throughout the universe at work. And God is also an embodiment of the essential nature or character of the quality which exists in the individual animal person and makes it symbolic of conception. That's it, a whole lot to say that we are all joined in this thing we call life. We are all connected. We are all connected with the smallest animal or the smallest insect. All of them were created in the image of God. If you want to know what God looked like, look at the tree. Look at the bird. Look at the flea. following me? The only way that he created this from his intelligence. Man came along later on and duplicated some of those things, but he had to have a pattern to work with. Therefore, we became the fathers of all mankind. We became the fathers of everything that man has learned. Because all he is doing is duplicating what our ancient ancestors taught. We must remember that. We must remember that when that camera is placed in front of you one of these days, and it's going to happen, and they ask you, brothers, sisters, what do you want? What do you want? What we've heard before was, we want jobs. I think we want a little bit more than that. I think we're looking for a little bit more than just jobs. And we have to be prepared to give them an intelligent definition as to what we want. What we are looking for. I just had an idea of some of the things that maybe we should consider. One of the things that we should consider, we want equality. We want equality in manufacturing. We want equality in distribution. We want equality in everything that has been denied us. We want equality in that. So you're asking me, what do we want? We want equality in it. We don't want to take it. We would much rather for you to give it to us, because it's just a matter of time before you have to give it to us. Why? Because a slave is only a slave as long as he calls himself a slave. Once he decides that he is no longer a slave anymore, you cannot control him the way that you did at first. And it would behoove him if he did it peacefully. If he gave you what you wanted, because he has denied us our ability to raise our children and have a future for our children. Because in reality, all the things that were necessary to make us a self-productive people, he has taken away from us. We have no God of our own. We have no language of our own. We have no history of our own. Until the advent of the Rasul, peace be upon him. And the Rasul is a reincarnation of that influence from the sun that causes everything to come forward, made manifest in the image of man. And God is also an embodiment of the essential nature or character of the qualities which exist in the individual animal or person and makes it symbolic or conception. The idea of God being born among our ancestors, behold this new created world. Out of hand comes all religions and conceptions of God unto all mankind. From this sprung gods and goddesses among all the nations around the torrid zone that belts the earth, which was the addition to their empire, how it showed as it is showing as of now. You have to be able to explain. You have to be able to tell people what it is that you want. If you claim to be the fathers of all mankind, you have to be prepared to explain to people how. How did you become the fathers of all mankind? Because I'm a Chinese, and my history goes back to so many thousands of years and blah, 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 and this goes on and on and on. You have made a claim. You have made a claim that opens the door for controversy. It opens the door for dialogue. If you do not have a definite understanding as to what it means, then you're going to be sitting there with egg on your face. And you don't want to do that. The Rasul puts you in a position excel. He also put you in a position to find out who you are. We are the fathers of all mankind because he told us we are the fathers of all mankind. And I believe what my prophet says. Peace be with you. The birth of God among your ancestors was an arch pattern, an idea, which today is existing as an archetype idea. Out of Ham comes all religions, ideas, conceptions of God. Christ is Ra, and Ra is the son name of Amun. Blessed be the name of Amun-Ra, manifested in the image of our Rasul. Selah. Can't let you go there. Can't let you go yet. Wednesday is set aside for praying, fasting, and seeking wisdom. Do we still seek wisdom on Wednesdays? Do we still fast on Wednesdays? What is the importance of fasting? Why do we fast? We know other nations fast, and it's called Ramadan. We fast more days with our conception than they do in their 30 days, as I understand. Fasting. We are asking ourselves now, sisters and brothers, there are things that we have to do individually. We cannot do as a group. We have to do them individually. When you say that prayer, the prayer of the gods and saints, boy, that is a powerful prayer. That is the most powerful prayer. I mean, you are asking the God of the universe to make me. And it's not a selfish move. It's not a selfish move. You are not asking God to give me something selfish, but you are asking God to make me like the conqueror Ori and the mighty Noon. Give me the wisdom of thought and the strength of heel, the good God, the master. Pour upon me a spirit of life and make me a mighty son of Ra. Son of the Son eternal. I say again, Wednesdays is set aside for praying, fasting, and seeking wisdom, which is knowledge and good judgment based on experience, being wise. Good judgment is having the right qualities or proper qualities. Do what seems good to you, that is. The soul of the race. The soul of our race. Even our race has a soul. We know that we individually have souls. But we realize that there is a soul of our race that exists also. And right now, the soul of our race has gone amok. It has gone rampant. And our young people are demonstrating that they have no soul power anymore because of the wrong type of information that they have been fed. We are at the point right now, sisters and brothers, where we don't even know what's right and what's wrong for ourselves. Some things we are told that are right for us, in reality are wrong. And some of the things that are wrong for us are right. Why? Because they give us something to strive for. Our youngsters have nothing to strive for. Their language has been taken away from them. Their culture has been taken away from them. And we wander around in darkness trying to find culture and giving all kinds of things the definition of culture when in reality they have no knowledge what culture is. The soul of man is his conscience. The soul of the race is also conscience. This race conscience is lost to us really its natural character, all of one kind, in our conscience, and of the same qualities, color, material, self-consciousness as a race, and self-control and self-respect as a race. Because every race, nation, religion, and creed is for itself. Everybody's running for themselves. Everybody's trying to teach for themselves. And we're not gonna, we think that they're gonna let us build a house onto a room onto their house? I don't think so. That's why the advent of the Rasul coming to us, he released that burden from us. We do not have to go out and walk lockstep with other people who claim to know something or have our welfare in mind when we have a prophet from God, peace be upon him. And all but the evil will say amen.
Amen.
The realization of self as a race is really its nature, character. Race is really all of one kind, in our conscious and of the same quality, color, material, self, conscious as a race, and self-control and self-respect as a race.